Well, how y'all doing tonight? I hope y'all having a blessed night. Pardon me. I made a video the other night about my son, asking for prayer for my son. He pretty much collapsed at work and lost. He went to sit down and rest and just got worse and worse and lost use of his hands and his legs. He's a manager where he works, and supervisor called for an ambulance to take him to a hospital. So, I requested prayer. They said he was exhibiting stroke-like symptoms and was going to be sending him to a cardiologist, which doesn't make sense to me because a stroke is in the brain, not the heart. But he manages a gas station, and you can imagine how small that is. It's like a convenience store, and was probably sitting back in the office doing some paperwork, coming in and out, and well, my son is a big boy. He's got a lot of weight on him, but he's not heavy. He's more big boned, so I can imagine how much of this stuff that actually he had to get into his system for it to cause it, because I'm pretty sure that it wasn't his heart, okay? But we'll know because they're going to send him to a cardiologist. But it turns out that there was a big CO2 leak where he works. And the CO2 tanks run the soda machines. All right? And I'm pretty sure that they keep them in the back. So they probably got him in the back where the office is, because it's very small, And they went in and checked, and I think it was the fire department that went in and checked for a CO2 leak and found that the levels were high enough to close the place down. So they closed it down. It's going to be a while, probably, before it's up and running again, because a lot of convenience stores get a setup like that with tanks from the people who put out the beverages. As far as I know, it's still closed and my son is still home. But yeah, it was confirmed that it was a CO2 leak. And as far as I'm concerned, that's what had to have caused the problem with my son. They tried for 4 hours to draw blood and couldn't. That's still baffling my mind. Well, I talked to him the day after he got home. I talked to him the night he got home, but also the day after to check on him. And he said he had this big list of things to do while he had a couple days off, and I knew that wasn't going to happen. But you know how it is sometimes when you talk to your kids, it's like, want, 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 want. But sure enough, I talked to him again, and I said, I hope you're relaxing. And he said, yeah, I am. I am. He's got some games he plays and some movies he watches, and he goes online. But there was no way he was going to go back to work, work on anything, after that. So, but I'm pretty sure that's what caused it. But we're going to find out. We are. CO2 is nothing to mess with. It will kill you. So, can you imagine sitting back in a tiny office with a bunch of, if the CO2 tanks close by, and you got a massive leak like that, you're sitting in it, and it's slowly killing you is what it's doing. And CO2 is odorless, colorless, and tasteless, so you don't even know what's going on. So, but yeah, they had him go in there and check. I think it was the fire department for sure. And that's what they found. They found that the levels of CO2 were so high, and that it was coming from the tanks, that they closed the place down. So, but he's doing better. I decided to do this update because I seen somebody in a live chat, and they mentioned that they were still praying for my son. So I thought I'd better put an update out there. So we're going to wait and see what happens when he goes to the cardiologist. I'm sure that there's no problem there. I really am. Despite his eating habits, he's still very young. I just don't see it being that. But we're going to know more in a few days here. I'm sure the place is going to stay closed down until it's fixed. For sure. But yeah, that's like going to work and, you're sitting there trying to do your job and you're slowly being killed. So I think it's at 30%. It's a rapid thing. So 20% is slow. It affects you slowly, but it does get there because it's accumulative. But it can cause dizziness, headaches, loss of use of your limbs to some extent, which is what happened to him, coma, and death. So it's nothing to mess with. Anyway, he's doing better, a whole lot better, and I just wanted to give this little update, and thank you all for your prayers. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for your thumbs up, and y'all have a blessed night. Bye-bye.